This is the CampScrambler by Juiced Bikes. There's a 750 watt motor on this bike and it has a 52 volt battery. Now there's a chance that doesn't mean anything to you guys, so let's get into the more fun details. First off, how fast does this bike go? That's the biggest question because everybody wants to go fast. Now, this bike can go up to 28 miles per hour with the pedal assist or 20 miles per hour with just the throttle. Now, the company does sell an upgradable throttle kit, which of course I bought because who doesn't want to go faster? And with that kit, it can go about 30 miles per hour pedal assist, but it can go 28 miles per hour with just the throttle alone. Now, this is a bicycle. It has pedals, it has the gears that you can change. You can ride it like a normal bike. So technically it can go as fast as you want it to go, but why it caps out at about 30 miles per hour is because I can't really pedal much faster than how fast the wheels are turning. So that's about how fast it can go. And honestly, I don't do that too often because I just like to use the throttle because I don't like to put in any effort in my riding. So 28 miles per hour is about how fast it goes with just the throttle. And that's what I use most of the time. Now, I never have a problem with keeping up with the traffic, especially in town. The speed limit really isn't that fast in town, and usually there's a lot of traffic or some traffic, so there's always stopping and going, and I never have any problem with keeping up or staying with the traffic in town or wherever I'm really riding at. So the speed is, I think, perfect. I don't want to go too fast and, you know, wipe out and die, and I don't want to go too slow and not be able to keep up with the traffic. So I think having the speed is really nice. Now, this battery is a tank as well, especially with the way I ride it. I like to have it on the fastest mode the majority of the time because, like I said, I just like to go fast. I just keep it on that mode most of the time. It gets a range of about 30 to 40 miles per charge. Now, that's a lot. That's a lot of miles for a battery like this for a bike that's going 30 miles per hour. My town isn't that big, so I'm never gonna need to charge it more than once a day unless I'm out just riding all day for fun. Then I'll have to do that. But if you do that on like a car, you're gonna need to get gas as well. So of course you're gonna have to charge this thing up if you use it a lot. But with my normal commutes in town, since I live in town, I don't need to charge it too often because that's a pretty long range, 30 to 40 miles. And it blends in with the bike really well. It doesn't stand out like a sore thumb, it just looks sleek, and that's what I like. Now, pedaling does not charge the battery, but I do believe braking, rear braking does charge the battery. Now, I don't know how well you can see this LCD screen, but there is one, and there's several different riding modes, right? There's race mode, and you can go down through them all the way to like eco, which is the slowest. This is the lightest pedal assist, and as you just keep going up, it goes all the way to the greatest pedal assist. Also on the screen, you can see your battery life and your voltage and your watts that you're using and how much distance you've gone in miles. Now, one major thing that I think every single bike or whatever needs is some sort of suspension. And this bike has one right here in the front. So whenever you hit a bump or hit a rock or whatever, this is going to absorb that impact and it's just going to make the ride a lot more smooth, a lot more enjoyable. And whenever you're going 30 miles an hour and you hit something, you definitely want some sort of suspension. Now, it's going to hurt if you hit a bump or you're going over something. So I think some sort of suspension is a must, and this has been doing really great for me. Now, the fun factor of this bike is a level 10, if you ask me. Riding this bike is so fun, just being able to pull it out of my apartment, hop on it, and just zip through town, or if you live where I'm at, you know, you can ride the bikes on the sidewalks, and really you can just go about anywhere on this thing. And the fun factor was a huge part in me buying this bike because I like to ride bikes, I like to ride skateboards, I like to ride motorcycles, I like to do all that stuff. So I knew this was going to be fun, but this turned out to be a lot more fun than I thought it'd be. It's just so easy to just get on it, just press the one button and it's on, and you can just instantly go wherever you want. It is super fun, and everybody that I let ride it, they are just like blown away by it and how fun it is. So I know it can be fun to anybody. I've yet to see somebody that hates this thing, so it's fun to everybody. This bike has a super sweet, just chill factor to it overall, I guess. This design specifically, whenever you're riding it, it just looks like you're just chilling and having a good time. It doesn't look like you're about to race somebody. You just look cool, I guess, on it, and that's another reason I went with this design bike specifically. The more common design for an e-bike is like the typical bicycle look, but I just don't like the way those bikes look. I think this looks way cooler, so that's why I went with this design. Now, another thing is the seat is super comfortable and super big. It's way more comfortable than any bicycle seat. I've been riding it for days, for a lot of time, and I haven't noticed any pain in my body from riding this. And since the seat is so big, you can fit 2 people on it, so that just means more fun for you and whoever you want to ride it with, because it's super fun. The tires are also huge. That's also another reason I got this design of bike, because I think the tires are sick looking. They're giant, and it makes a pretty smooth ride, I think, and it just handles the road and streets really nicely. I would say I enjoy the bigger tires than like skinny bike tires. I think these, yeah, are way cooler. This bike also comes with a front headlight that I can turn on from the LCD screen, and it also has a back tail light that I have to turn on manually. That one is battery powered, but it does have lights if you want to ride it at night. They are pretty bright, and I know some of you might be thinking about the packaging, how that worked out. I ordered this thing on a Saturday and it came on a Friday, so it delivered across the country from California in under a week. And whenever I got it, it was in this huge box, and I just unpacked it in my driveway, and it came pretty well assembled. All I had to do was screw in the handlebars, screw in the pedals, and put the front tire on, and it was ready to go. That's it. It took me like less than an hour, and it came fully charged. So as soon as it came and I put it together, I was able to ride it and test it out, and that was super cool. So the minimum effort to put this bike together, so anybody I think could have done it. Now the price. The big question I always get, how much did this thing cost? This thing cost me a grand total of $1,500. Now, that is an insane price compared to other bikes, other e-bikes, especially with the features that this thing has. This thing has the greatest features for the lowest price I've found, so that is really why I bought it. It's truly incredible. Now, if you look on their website, you'll see that the bike is originally $2,200, but I got it on sale, and if you go right now, the bike is still on sale. It is still for a price of $1,600, and by the way, I got the last $100 off because I emailed the company and asked them if they had any discount codes, and what are the odds? They had a discount code and they sent it to me. So I got another $100 off, and that is why it was $1,500. Now, this bike is the cheapest one I've seen for what you get. It packs a punch. So who do I think this bike or any electronic bike is for? I think it's for anybody that lives in town or lives in an area where other people are riding bikes often, or if you have an office in town, or if you like riding bikes on like bike paths, or you just ride bikes often and you have a place to actually ride a bike easily. If you like live out in the country or live anywhere far from town and nobody's riding a bike passing your home, I don't think this is the bike for you, because there's just nowhere for you to ride it, I guess. It's just impractical for you to have a bike and use it often if you live way out in the middle of nowhere. And it's just kind of hard to put it in your car if you're trying to take it somewhere. Now, if you're going camping and you like camping a lot and you bring bikes going camping, yeah, I think this would be good for that. But there's just certain things you have to know that you're going to ride a bike often to have this. So since I live in town, I use this bike all the time whenever I need to get around somewhere that's like a mile away or so. It's just so easy to hop on this bike and go instead of getting in my car or, you know, riding my skateboard, which that takes forever. This is just super easy. I don't have to get sweaty because it's hot outside, and I can park it really anywhere. I don't have to worry about parking spots. If you've been on the fence about buying an electric bike like this one or any other similar, let me just be the person to tell you, yes, I think you should buy it. I highly suggest it. Right before I bought this, I was debating on getting a bike for a couple weeks, and I was like, I don't know, is it worth it? Am I going to get my use out of it? Am I going to enjoy it? Yes, I'm getting my use out of it. Yes, I'm enjoying it. I was on the fence, so if you're on the fence, I highly suggest you get this because you will enjoy it. If I missed something, just leave a comment or ask a question in the comments and I'll answer them. And yeah, if you like this video, leave a like, share it. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please subscribe. Now I guess you can awkwardly watch me right away as this ends. Can you still? Oh God, I forgot to put the kick pedal.